Okay, students, today we're going to look at a solution to an expression using absolute value. Okay, now let's just recall what absolute value means. First of all, this is page 42 of your text, of your booklet, ma1025 booklet in chapter 2. Alright, and this is under the exercise is called Your Turn, and it's D. So 42, page 42, D. Now, the absolute value of a negative number is the distance from the number line. So let's just quickly review that. So if I have 0, 1, 2, 3, negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, then the absolute value of negative 3 is asking you, what is the distance from negative 3 to the 0 point? What is that distance? And we know distance can't be negative, so the absolute value, which is the two bars, vertical bars on each side of the number, just asking you for the distance from negative 3 to 0, which of course is positive 3. So the absolute value of a negative number is a positive number. And if we do the absolute value of, say, 2, okay, the absolute value of 2 is asking you, what is the distance from 2 to 0? What is this distance? So that is also 2, right? So the absolute value of a positive number is positive. The absolute value of a negative number is positive. Alright, so that's what absolute value means. And they act like brackets as well. So anything inside must be done first. Alright, so if we tackle this particular problem, the absolute value of negative 18, of course, is positive 18. So you can drop the brackets and just write 18. Drop the absolute value bars, or vertical bars, as alright, which are acting like brackets. Now in the next one, minus. Before I take the absolute value, I simplify inside first. So always simplify. And 2 subtract 9, of course, we know is negative 7. Now just carry down the 18 one more time and the minus sign. Now what's the absolute value of negative 7? The absolute value of negative 7 is positive 7. So really this question is just 18 subtract 7, which of course is 11. So it's not a difficult question. Well, let's go over to the calculator and make sure we know how to do that by calculator. Okay, the first one is, now how do we find absolute value? Math, number, and absolute value is the first one. Okay, and on the older versions, ABS comes up on the calculator, but on the newer updated software, alright, you should see the bars. So just put in negative, not subtract. No, negative 18. Okay, step outside by scrolling, subtract, and then hit up math, absolute value again, the number, enter, first one, and 2 subtract 9. Okay, there's a difference between subtract on the calculator and negative, okay? The only one that's negative here is the first one. These are subtract, subtract. Step outside and hit enter. There's your answer. Okay, so there's an example of absolute value.